everyone, it's Miss Queen Crypto, and I am back again with another installment of Block Talk. So, whether you've watched the past couple of videos or if it's your first one, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I've really enjoyed making these videos, and I'm still so happy for this opportunity, so it means a lot. But today we're going to be talking about NFTs in gaming, which is definitely more of a fun topic than the past couple of weeks have been, so let's get into it. So I don't know if you could tell just by looking at me, but I am not a huge gamer. My gaming experience is pretty limited to Minecraft and then The Sims. And besides that, I haven't really ventured out into the world myself. I do, however, watch a lot of game theory because I think that a lot of the lore and the backstories behind video games is really cool and really intricate, but I just don't have the fine motor control or the time to spend discovering all that myself, which I understand takes away a lot of the draw of video games, but it's fine. We're not going to talk about that. But if you have ever played a video game, you can see where the concept of incorporating NFTs would kind of fit into the puzzle. In a lot of games, you already have a currency transaction where you can spend money from the real world and then transfer it and you get something in the game, whether you're playing like Candy Crush on your iPhone or if you're playing like an actual hardcore game. But I think a really clear example would be a game with skins. So like Fortnite, for example. My little brother used to play Fortnite all the time. I don't think he ever spent real money on the game, but I wouldn't be surprised if he at least wanted to at some point. But the way it works is you like put in your credit card info and you pay whatever it is. I think like a cheap one would be maybe $5, and then you get the skin loaded into your account and you're able to play with it. And that's like your new character in the game. You probably already knew that, but that's okay. And so the idea is that instead of just purchasing like the rights and the ability to play with that skin and it's just in your account and there's nothing more you can do with it besides play for it, you would instead be purchasing an NFT of that skin. And so you would own the skin, like you would have the rights to it, you would have ownership of it because it is an NFT. And then you would play with it like you do now, but then it incorporates this idea of a reseller's market in the game. And so it's something that I think a lot of game developers are kind of hesitant about because it doesn't really offer them any more utility to offer that kind of thing because they make money when you buy a new skin. And so if you're able to be selling and buying skins to and from each other, then they can only charge like a small fee for that. They're not getting like the full amount each time you buy a skin. However, it's definitely a really cool idea for like the individual gamers because it means that you're not just buying something that only has one purpose. You can later resell it, you can collect them. It turns into kind of like a baseball card situation, which is something that a lot of people draw comparisons to with NFTs in anyways. And so it offers a whole new kind of world that you could expand on with that market, which is a really cool idea. But you can see why most game developers aren't like hopping on that idea right away. So Epic Games is the company that developed Fortnite. They own Fortnite currently. And so in September of 2021, their CEO, Tim Sweeney, tweeted out that we aren't touching NFTs, as the whole field is currently tangled up with an intractable mix of scams, interesting decentralized tech foundations, and scams. So you can kind of see that their sentiment towards the whole NFT thing is more, no, we're okay. And this does, again, make sense because they don't have any incentive to incorporate it. Likely, bringing NFTs into the game isn't going to bring in a whole new wave of people playing. And so it's also likely not going to bring a bunch of new people from crypto in purchasing games. Like it's not a valuable, like they won't get a good return on investment if they do decide to do it. And so I think the whole scam thing, bringing that up, is kind of a red herring because obviously there are ways to circumvent that, even though I do understand that Fortnite is a game for children. And so children might be a little bit easier to scam than adults. Don't scam children, it's an awful thing to do, but there have been so many instances like on the news when you see a kid accidentally use their parents' credit card in a scam and then like hundreds of dollars are gone, which damn, that sucks. But anyways, They also said that they're open to games that support cryptocurrency or blockchain based assets on the Epic Games Store platform if they're made by other developers. So it's less of an adversity to the cryptocurrency in general. It's just more that they don't want to do it themselves. They don't really care if you're doing it, and they'll still support you. You can still put their game on there, but again, no benefit to them to do it because they make money whenever someone buys new skins. So why would they? Why would they change that? We're at a point right now where no big game developer has really committed to the bit and gone all out saying that we're going to incorporate NFTs into our gameplay. And so until that point, I think everyone's just kind of like bouncing back and forth, like towing in and out of the water to see what the reaction would be. And so when they tweet something out and they get a particularly negative reaction, that could be a sign to, oh, okay, maybe we're not. The crypto community relatively is still pretty small. We're definitely in like a bubble still. Like I know that my Twitter at least is definitely an echo chamber of beliefs that I agree with, but I understand that most of the population probably wouldn't or doesn't know about. And so I think it's hard for us because we see the utility. We can see why it would bring so much more to like an experience, but a lot of people don't necessarily care or are scared by it. And so companies aren't going to take this huge risk when only a small portion of the population is going to react positively to it. So until we get that first breakout gaming developing company that says, okay, we are doing this, we're going to do this right, and you can support us, like this is the direction we're taking the company. And I think everyone else is going to sit by patiently and like watching, seeing if it goes well or not. And depending on that very first trial, we could either see an explosion and suddenly everyone's hopping on the bandwagon, trying to incorporate it as quickly as possibly and make the best like NFT incorporation into their games as possible, or it'll just fizzle out after that one. That first will make big waves and then the crash will be totally catastrophic, and then everyone else is going to be like, clearly it didn't work. That was an experiment and it failed. But again, everyone's still pretty hesitant. Like, you either get companies who are like, yes, we see a lot of opportunity for expansion with NFTs in the future. Like, okay, cool. That doesn't mean anything. Yeah, of course there's opportunities there. Or you get, we are hesitant to incorporate this. And it's like, okay, cool, you have reservations. What are you going to do? Is there any action taken? So I think that we want to find applications for NFTs. As people in crypto, we want to see this technology that we think is really cool and we think is incredible, having ownership of a certain image or like digital item, have applications. Because right now it is just the trading card kind of metaphor where you've got the card, okay, cool, I can collect them, I can trade and sell them, but they have no more utility than that. And so bringing utility in through a gaming experience would be something that is really cool. And that would be the first like practical application of NFTs rather than just collection and transfer. So as the crypto community, obviously we want to see that, but not everyone wants to see that. Not everyone cares. So I think we need to take that into consideration when we're looking at the decisions that these gaming companies are making. So what I've been talking about when I've been bringing up the whole NFT and gaming thing has been like pretty much cosmetic things. So like the whole skins in a Fortnite game, but it could also affect gameplay in the sense that like, oh, you could be having an NFT for a certain sword that has these benefits or a certain gun that has these stats. So it doesn't necessarily just have to be cosmetic, but they're pretty like baseline surface level integration type of things. Like you could easily play the game with or without it. I think a lot of gaming companies are very worried about doing anything more than that, because then you start getting into like a cryptocurrency acquisition game, which isn't what the direction a lot of gaming companies want to go in. But when you look at it like that, the utility that even the game player is gaining from this situation isn't that much. Your gameplay is still the same, regardless of if you're playing with the skin or not, and you could probably still get that gun in some way in the game, whether or not you had it in an NFT. So for it to be like kind of a superficial addition that would require a lot of resources and time and research in order to implement, it doesn't really make sense for this moment in time. So I think it'll probably be a while before we start seeing more heavy integration, but I do think it's something that gaming companies are keeping their eye out for. So this will be a really fun thing to track over the next couple months to years, but as of right now, that's really all that I could find on it. Not a lot of gaming companies, like they have a couple of statements out, but it's nothing in depth about their plans for the future. So if you guys are able to find any more information, totally let me know. If you want to hear more about it, I can do more research on it. But that's the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and comment if you want to. Follow me on Twitter at Miss Queen Crypto if you'd like to see more content from me. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for watching.